Good morning, everybody. Today is June 21st, 2017. It's the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. You have more daylight time today, and tomorrow it'll start clicking down about a minute a day until we reach the winter solstice, where the sun dies for 3 days. The sun is in Taurus today, conjunct Mercury. Mercury's combusted the sun today, so communications are at the extremes. To be combust means it's debilitated. It has no effect. At the same time, on the other end of that scale, communications can be off the charts, but you can't necessarily trust them. So it's a pick and choose kind of day where that goes. I'm going to take this opportunity to explain a little bit that this is when I use Stellarium, I'm using it because it gives us the sidereal charts. On the Western astrology today, they're telling you that the sun is over here between Cancer and Gemini. Why do they do this? Has something to do with they feel the Earth is 23 degrees tilted. Actually, the tilt changes all the time, but that's their excuse for telling you the sun is not really where we see it, or why they look at it this way. But it is the same, not just with the sun, but all of the planets are not in the place they tell you they are. I can take my telescope outside and look at the stars, and they're going to be where Stellarium tells you they are. Stellarium runs, let's see if I can do this, location. In the location, there are observatories, like when I was in Yuba City. There was an astronomical observatory right down the street, and I can shoot right out of that observatory to use that. And it's connected to every observatory around the world. So it's quite an amazing program to be free. And you have a lot of information over here. It shows you the ecliptical longitude and latitude of where the sun is. I'm keyed in on the sun here. So it's telling me it's a star. Its magnitude is a negative 26.71. Its absolute magnitude is 4.83. It gives you the ecliptic, the galactic longitude and latitude, supergalactic longitude and latitude, constellation, the mean sidereal time, and the apparent sidereal time, which are actually just fractions of seconds, because we're on the solstice, and it's like being on the equinox, where everything is perfectly balanced, this being the longest day of the year. When the constellations reach this point, they are considered the most high, even though they come into power. Constellations come into power at the spring equinox. They reach their high point here, and then they start declining to the winter solstice. You reach the fall equinox. It's autumn. We call it fall because everything in the sky appears to be falling. Now that's based on the assumption that this is up. The whole thing could be upside down, but we do it by the sun because this is the longest day of the year. It even gives you the apparent distance is 1.016 astronomical units, and its apparent diameter, because sometimes it's closer and sometimes it's further away. Mars is in Gemini today. Mars is a fire planet. It rules actually fire and water, to tell you the truth about it, because it rules Scorpio. This is an air sign, so I call this like a burning sky. Jupiter, the planet of water signs, is also a fire sign. This is another one because it rules Sagittarius and Pisces. So you have a lot of water, fiery water, fire water, the battle of fire and ice, immutable earth. It can be messy. Saturn consistently on that knee of Ophiuchus. But if we pop a star straight down, let's get one. I try to get one straight down. It's still going to be in Scorpio. It's almost on that line. As it moves into the Milky Way galaxy, let's put the sun over here. Let's move up 6 months. Bring the sun over here and look at the winter solstice. There you go. There's where the sun dies on the 21st and is born again on the 3rd day as it comes out of the Milky Way. Interesting winter solstice with it conjunct Saturn in a fire sign, and today, bring it back, conjunct Saturn in a fire sign is that the moon. What is that? Artificial satellite. How about that? And how do we know that? I guess we know that's where it's going to be. It's the International Space Station is going to be here. Huh. That's interesting. I'm glad I did this video. I can do stuff and all kind of weird stuff pops up on here. I don't know how I do it. I don't know what it's doing. But that's interesting to watch. The space station there is going to, let's see if it is going to come conjunct with these. So that's interesting, to say the least. I'm glad I done this video. I'm almost wanting to just watch the space station. Let's click on the space station. Oh, it won't let me. Yeah, it will. And let's take it back. Let me see if I can make it. Key in on it. Move it. No, go up one day. Just come back a few more months. Where are you at right now? And right now it's in Virgo. No, come on back. Right now, yeah, it's still in the Virgo houses. The underworld of Virgo. Wonder what it's doing there. Of course, a lot of people believe it's fake, and it very well could be. But nonetheless, this is the information they're giving us. Let's go back over here. But that's interesting that today the sun is conjunct Mercury, which rules mutable Earth, in a fixed Earth sign with the sun. And on the other end of the scale, come winter, it's going to be in a fire sign, but a humanitarian fire sign, conjunct Saturn with Venus, and it's Mars here. So I couldn't possibly see, and Saturn rules cardinal Earth. So there's a lot of conjunction with the sun and the Earth planets and in the Earth signs. But they're almost completely opposite of each other. This is very unique, especially when we're moving up to a solar eclipse in the sign of the sun, Leo, in a couple of months. There's a lot coming down the pipeline in the next 3 years astronomically. How all of these events can be occurring at this time is beyond me. How the clocks of the heavens are aligned, and to actually begin to understand what we're seeing. So, I guess that about covers it for today. I'll take a quick look around. I don't think I went all the way around. Jupiter, mutable Earth, Saturn, and watery Scorpio dying in the Milky Way galaxy. Venus over here in Aries, a fire sign that belongs to Mars. The moon is in Taurus with Mercury and the sun. Let's go quickly and find out where Neptune, Uranus, and Pluto are, being as we're here already. We don't spell it that way. Neptune is in Aquarius. They want to tell you Neptune rules water, but again, this is Western astrology, and it really wasn't part of the deities. As in Game of Thrones, the 7 old gods are the new gods. Alright? 7 old gods were the planets. You have the 4 element gods, earth, wind, fire, and water. Let's go find Uranus, planet of change. The planet of change is still in Pisces, and that is outer change, apparent to the physical world. So a lot of change going on in the age of water. Of course, they have to adapt. A lot of change going on with water. We have a major tropical event occurring in the Gulf of Mexico that is dumping a lot of water. And the water planet Neptune is over here in an air sign, and Mars is in an air sign, and Saturn's almost in an fire sign. It's still in water. So a lot going on in water today. Let's look at that subconscious change. What's going on behind the scenes? Capricorn, no, Sagittarius, my bad. Sagittarius, the humanitarian sign, an international designator, Gorizont 29, whatever that means, artificial satellite. Okay. So Pluto is actually going to be here for quite a while. As Saturn comes to catch up with Pluto in 2020, Pluto, Jupiter, and Saturn are all going to meet right here in Capricorn. Western astrology is going to tell you it's going to happen in Aquarius. But that's just not the way I see it. It don't even make sense. When I listen to I don't mean to cut them down, but when I listen to the Western astrologers, it just don't add up. But when I use sidereal astrology, especially based on alchemy, it makes so much more sense. I've not done a chart yet where somebody said, "Oh, that's crap. That's not me at all." I haven't done one of those yet. They are actually it's hard, I know, to choke. It happened. Mine was still Capricorn. I was just told I was in the tail of the goat, and I moved to the mouth of the goat. It is almost a 23-degree difference, and sidereal updated itself with 3 more days, which is that 216 years I've been talking about. The sun moves through the sky 1 degree in 72 years. Astronomically, Halley's Comet comes around every 72 years. You might see it once in your lifetime. The sun might actually move 1 degree in the sky during your lifetime. Halley's Comet is very important. People look at a lot of other stuff, but they forget the familiar. That we've been tracking, the Vatican has been tracking Halley's Comet from way before we're told it was discovered. Your priests are your astrologers. The Sabians, and the Nabateans come from the age of air. Gemini, the last age of astrology. Egypt was dug out of the sand over here in fixed earth. It had got flooded back here. But these were astrologers. After the flood, the first thing was to try to rebuild that zodiac. This is when all the temples and all the stuff in South America was built, either here or back in this age of air and Libra. It can be that old.